16 violin and piano duets with free sheet music listed in order of difficulty. If you haven't met, hi, I'm Megan. I'm a violinist and teacher. I've been playing the violin for over 20 years. I have my bachelor's and master's degrees in violin performance, and I'm currently Suzuki trained for Book 7. If you are enjoying my videos, the most important thing that you can do to say thank you is just to smash that subscribe button. It truly means a lot to me. And if you're interested in working with me more closely, you can check out the description for all the different ways to do so. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 16 violin and piano duets listed in order of difficulty. Now, in this list, I did not include any concertos. I wanted it to be works that were written as a piano and violin duet originally. So there's no arrangements, there's no transcriptions, there's no piano sections. All of this music was originally written for violin and piano. Additionally, I did not include any sonatas. So sonatas are arguably the most popular violin and piano duet and the most standard. However, for this video and for this list, I really wanted it to be standalone pieces, whether that be show pieces, whether that be just beautiful melodies that were specifically written for violin and piano, no concertos, no sonatas, all original works. I've also compiled the sheet music for all 16 of these pieces, so you can find that totally for free in the description. So let's start with the easy or beginner pieces. So the first piece on my list is the Music by Black Composers, Volume 1, arranged by Rachel Barton Pine. Rachel Barton Pine is such a champion of music from underrepresented groups, and she compiled this book that is very beginner friendly, that is all music by Black composers, obviously, as the title suggests. What I really like about this book is the amount of variety it has. There are slow pieces, fast pieces, and the student gets to practice a bunch of different techniques. But number 2 is 6 very easy pieces by Edward Elgar. Now, I don't know about you, but if one of the most well-known and one of the best composers of all time wrote violin and piano duets geared towards beginners, I would want to play those if I was a beginner. These pieces are all super accessible. They're all in first position, but they do have a range of different rhythmic structures and characters. Third is Perlman's Indian Concertino. Again, this is very beginner friendly and can be played entirely in first position, but it does mimic an actual concerto in that it has 3 separate movements, and I think it's a really fun piece to play and to listen to. Fourth is the Portnoy Russian Fantasy No. 1 in A minor. This is the easiest and the shortest of his fantasies. He actually wrote 4 of them. I would say all of them are actually beginner friendly, but this one is pretty short. It's only 2 pages and you do not have to shift at all. There are some high C's, but you can reach that with an extended 4th finger. The reason why I put this 4th is because it does go quicker than the other previously mentioned pieces, and it just has also like faster notes. There's a lot more 16th notes in this piece compared to the previous ones. And the 5th piece, still at the beginner level, is the Bach Gounod Ave Maria. Now, you probably know this tune, and it's always cool to play a piece that you're already familiar with. But yes, this was originally written as a violin and piano duet. Again, it's not too terribly difficult. The reason I put it a little bit further down on the list is because it is a slower piece, so it does require a little bit more finesse and a little bit more control. Also, ideally, it does sound best if you add vibrato, but it's not 100% necessary. The 6th piece on my list brings us into the more intermediate level pieces, and we're going to start off with the Reading Concertino in D major. So again, this was written for just violin and piano. And you might honestly be familiar with his concerto in B minor, which is much more beginner friendly. This concertino is harder. You will have to shift even higher than third position. There are some really fast notes, and it is a bit longer than the other pieces I previously mentioned. The seventh piece on my list is the iconic Meditation from Thais. So this is definitely an intermediate piece. You will have to shift as high as 6th position depending on the fingerings that you're using, but it is fairly short. It's only 1 page long. It is a slower piece, so it definitely does require a lot more of control and finesse, just like we talked about earlier with Ave Maria. But it is rather repetitive. The theme comes back at least 4 times. Piece number 8 is Elgar's Salute d'Amour, another iconic piece. It is a little bit longer than Meditation from Thais, and you do have to shift higher than Meditation from Thais, so that's why I put it a little bit lower on my list. I would also argue that just due to the slidey nature of a lot of the shifts in the Salute d'Amour, you have to shift more in the Salute d'Amour than you have to in the Meditation from Thais. I also personally find that E major, which is the key of Salute d'Amour, is a harder key to play in the D major, just because of all the sharps. It's really easy to go sharp. So I do think the intonation in Salute d'Amour is harder than Meditation, which is again why I put it a little bit further down. The 9th piece is Beethoven Romance in F major. If you've never heard this piece, I highly recommend listening to it. It is extremely beautiful. But again, it is just a little bit longer, and compared to Meditation and Elgar, Salute d'Amour, they basically just have like one kind of main theme, well, 2 main themes. There's a lot more differences in character in the Beethoven Romance. It requires the player to do like fast playing, slow playing, off the string, on the string. There's a lot more variety in it. The 9th piece on my list is the Kreisler's Sicilian and Rigadoon. This is such a fun piece to play, but it's not too long. It's only 2 pages, but it does go quite fast. You have to shift a lot. There's a lot of tricky accidentals, and it's not as heartfelt as the other like 3 pieces I just mentioned. I think I'm on piece 11 now. I honestly lost track, but the next one is Kreisler's 3 Viennese waltzes. So this is Love's Sorrow, Love's Joy, and Sean Rosemarine. So Liebeslied, Liebesfreude, or Liebesfreude, Liebeslied, and Sean Rosemarine. These are heading into the more advanced category. The easiest one of these is going to be Liebeslied or Love's Sorrow. That one is really not too hard at all. It's very repetitive. You don't have to shift super high. Next is going to be Sean Rosemarine, and the hardest one is going to be Liebesfreude, Love's Joy. Piece number 12, which is heading into that upper intermediate / advanced category, is Preludium and Allegro by Kreisler. This is another really iconic piece. It's so much fun to play, but it is really technically challenging. It does go very, very fast. There's a lot of shifting up into the high positions. A great example of a violin and piano duet nonetheless. The last 4 in my list are pretty advanced pieces, with piece number 12 being Zigeunerweise. So Zugunderweisen is extremely showy. There's a bunch of extended and advanced techniques. It goes very, very fast, and it's a character piece. So you really have to embody the character of the style and the music that Sarasate was meaning. Piece number 13 is the Vitali Chaconne. It's pretty long, there's lots of double stops, it goes very fast, so definitely a very advanced duet. I honestly lost count, but I promise there's 16 pieces on here. Piece number 15 is Zapatiero? I don't really know how to... by Sarasate. Again, it's extremely difficult, but it is rather short, which is why I put it before the last piece on my list, which is Ravel's Sagan. This is one of the pieces that I have always wanted to play but never really gotten to play. I've started it a couple times and honestly was just like freaked out by how hard it was and kind of stopped. But this piece not only has just like an iconic melody, but it's also so showy. It has like harmonics and double stops and chords and really everything you could ever want in an epic violin piece. This one was originally written for violin and piano, but has since been adapted to an orchestra version as well. So if you've heard that version, it's totally possible, but it was originally written for violin and piano. Did I miss your favorite violin and piano duet? Leave a comment and let me know if I did. You can grab the free sheet music in the description. Please make sure to subscribe before you go, and thank you for watching.